was like, so I'm like working with this company, and I'm like helping them out with some advice and things like that, and I do not mind that. But it's there were a lot of issues that were happening that I had no control over, obviously. So it was just frustrating to be like, okay, if I want to, like, I want to work with you guys, and I think you guys are great to work with. You guys have a lot of potential, obviously. But their experience basically meant nothing. Oh, now I'm like, there's a lot of times where people can fix things and, you know, stuff can get better, but I am very tired of starting at a negative. It's just, that was just very frustrating for me, because I'm like seeing these things unfold, and I'm like, I don't like seeing confidence where confidence isn't due, you know? It was like, they were very confident, and they were like, yeah, we're ready to enter the global sphere, and then things are just going so poorly that I'm like, I don't want to, you know, I don't feel safe.
Hello there, welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff happening in the VTuber world. And today we talk about a couple of VTubers talking about their past experiences at certain companies. We have MIchi Mochievee talking about her experience at her old company, and we have Sayu talking about her experience regarding a certain Chinese company that may or may not be the company Medishon, which owns the VTuber agency NOA Talent. We begin with MIchi Mochievee. While Michi is currently a Vshojo Vtuber, previously she was a nijisanji Vtuber called Mika Melatika. Mika would eventually leave nijisanji for Vshojo, and she would go on to talk about some less than ideal things happening while she was at nijisanji. Now, Michi is unable to talk about her previous company out in the open like this because of NDAs that she had to sign while at nijisanji, so bear that in mind. So what happened when MIchi Mochievee was still a nijisanji VTuber? Well, there was a time when Michi was visiting the nijisanji headquarters. She actually saw her YouTube play button on the wall when she was touring the office, and the company didn't allow her to take a photo of it. And when MIchi Mochievee decided to make a joke saying "Oh Yoink," implying that she might steal the play button, she was scolded. Nijisanji staff actually threatened to kick the VTuber out if she actually stole the play button. This led her to wonder what type of person the company thought she was. I'm going to show you a clip of what Michi had to say, so have a listen.
Once upon a time, I dreamt that I was traveling, and I decided to visit the place that I worked for. Let's say let's just say Bethany, okay? Once upon a time, a girl named Bethany was traveling. He decided to visit a build-in office in which Bethany was working for. And during that visit, Bethany was very excited, you know, because this is where Bethany is working. So Bethany was very excited. As they were giving like the tour and etc., Bethany saw the walls. There were a bunch of cool achievements. One of them had Bethany's name on it, and Bethany wanted to take a picture, but no can do. That's okay. That's okay. But then during this time, Bethany made a joke about jokingly being like, you know, the hand gesture where you like, oh, shh, yoink, you know what I mean? So Bethany made a joke being like, ooh, shh, yoink, like that. And like laughing about it. And then Bethany got scolded for making a distasteful joke. Now, was Bethany right? No. Perhaps that is a bad joke. But considering Bethany was working in the entertainment industry, Bethany thought people would take jokes easily and not have people think that Bethany was actually a thief. And a little bit, that made Bethany feel pretty bad. Because it made Bethany feel like, wait a minute, did they really think that Bethany would steal? What kind of person do you think Bethany is? And you know what? Bethany had an ego. 100%. So Bethany's not completely in the right. But it did kind of hurt Bethany's ego just a little bit. Where Bethany realized, what kind of person do you think I am? Like, why are you for real scolding Bethany? Right? For making what is clearly a joke. Did you take it seriously? Did you really think Bethany would do that? And the scolded was, we will kick you out of the building, scold. And Bethany, that hurt Bethany's feelings. That sucked. That sucked. That's a joke. And then they're like, I get it, but, you know, you gotta understand, I can't have that happen here. And Bethany said, okay, I'm sorry, I understand, I went too far. But deep down Bethany's heart, they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? Am I not allowed to just pretend yoink? You know? Bethany's like, am I not... I'm not... Bethany not only is not allowed to just take a picture of Bethany's own stuff, Bethany can't even joke about it. And that made Bethany feel very, very weird. Because Bethany was like, damn. That's weird. And then the straw that broke the camel's back was the money thing. So all of that altogether kind of was Bethany's tipping point. But I don't know who Bethany is. And I'm making the story up. Yeah, I don't know who Bethany is. And this is just a dream. So, yes, thank you for listening to my story about a girl named Bethany. There. Bethany just has to sit back, relax, look at like the fun little thing dangling in the background, and there it is. But weirdly enough, it says presented to MIchi Mochievee and Scambers. What a weird way to spell Bethany. Tusk, tusk, tusk.
Moving on, we talk about Sayu Sincronisty as she talks about a certain Chinese company. Disclaimer, this has nothing to do with nijisanji. This is about a separate company. We have somebody on Kurosanji saying, in all honesty, I'm glad that Sayu saw the blaring red flags when she went in her business trip to China and dipped out of it ASAP. So the person who posted this onto the Kurosanji subreddit isn't really clear about what happened, so I will explain briefly. So to understand what was happening and what the person who posted this was talking about, you have to talk a little about a company called NOA Talent. NOA Talent is, as you've all guessed, a VTuber agency. Now, there were rumors that Sayu had actually planned to join NOA Talent as a VTuber. Now, the rumors were never confirmed, but there's an archived page showing that Sayu's channel was listed on the NOA Talent YouTube page. Now, this section of the YouTube page has been taken down, and Sayu has not confirmed whether or not she has joined or was planning to join NOA Talent, so we don't know for sure. What we do know is that Sayu did visit the official headquarters of Metishon, the large Chinese company which owns the VTuber agency NOA Talent. Sayu would say, it's 11 a.m. in Shanghai, wow, I'm such a morning person, Last night when I arrived, I got to see the Metishon office and all of the merch and awards they've won from the Bilibili side. And also their 3D studio is insane. I didn't take pics cause I wasn't sure it was allowed. And now you can see Sayu provided pictures of the Metishon offices. As you can see, it's a pretty large office. You can see they have a lot of resources that they can then put into VTubing. This is a picture of the Metishon offices, some figures, and these are all the Bilibili awards that they've won. So straight off the bat, Metishon is a large company, so you'd expect NOA Talent to be in good hands. Unfortunately, NOA Talent has come into some controversy. Now, I'm not going to explain the entire controversy regarding NOA Talent, because that is a separate video in itself. But the short TLDR is, NOA Talent would terminate 2 VTubers around the same time for different reasons. You could say that NOA Talent had mismanaged the situation. Let's put it lightly. Now, after that controversy took place, Sayu would return from China. He would go onto a live stream and talk about a few things. More specifically, Sayu would talk about a certain company and how different the culture was in China. So have a listen.
But yeah, these were so cute. You can stick your kids in them. They have little, like, you have the little remote control. I was like, oh my god, you can rent these fucking cars to put your kids in. I was just watching war shows. I was like, fuck, I didn't even get to eat one. I should have eaten one before I left, and I'm so sad. So I didn't get to eat this one. But it was like these little eggs with like cream inside. So figures they kind of did. This one is fine. I was like really looking at them, and I'm like, okay, are they fine? Are they good? Are we good? Are we fine? Are they fine? Are they good? I mean, it's just bread. there are a lot of things that are very different culturally between us and China. That bullshits their way through a lot of stuff. But anyways, that's a whole separate thing. That it was like, I've seen a lot of stuff on like YouTube, a lot of videos and documentaries and stuff on that kind of thing. So I just think it's very interesting. The things I didn't like was that it's very different, the way that companies there handle problems compared to like, global, right? And I don't mind in terms of like, it's not my problem. However, when it becomes my problem, then I kind of go, well, this is very hard to deal with because you guys do not understand how things are done globally, right? And so the problem was that I was like, I'm like working with this company and I'm like helping them out with some advice and things like that. And I do not mind that. But there were a lot of issues that were happening that I had no control over, obviously. So it was just frustrating to be like, okay, if I want to, I want to work with you guys, and I think you guys are great to work with. You guys have a lot of potential, obviously. But their experience basically meant nothing. They're used to their experience in like the Chinese market. They're very experienced. And they have, a lot of great assets and resources, and they're very, I think they're great to learn. They're quick to learn things, and they're very, nice people. But, the fact of like, first they were like, oh yeah, we don't need a PR team. And then I was like, and then when basically things went very poorly because the market is navigated differently, then they learned they needed a PR team. And now I'm like, I don't want to say it's too late. Because here's the thing, everyone can make, everyone, there's a lot of times where people can fix things and, stuff can get better, but I am very tired of starting at a negative. I'm very, very, very tired of that. So that's the thing that's frustrating for me, is just like, anytime I try to like put faith or trust into things that are new or things that are different, it always ends up kind of rough. And so it's just very frustrating for me because I'm used to things going very poorly whenever I put my trust into something. It's just that was just very frustrating for me because I'm like seeing these things unfold and I'm like, I don't like seeing confidence where confidence isn't due, It was like they were very confident. And they were like, yeah, we're ready to enter the global sphere. And then things are just going so poorly that I'm like, I don't want to, I don't feel safe with what's happening. And I'm waiting to see how things go. But there is like a time limit to these kinds of things, Also frustrating is that the global market for VTubing and for entertainment is very volatile. It's actually kind of nice that in like other countries it's simpler, right? It's simpler, it's easier, but like if you make one mistake in the global sphere of VTubing, because we're so used to companies failing and companies making mistakes and companies, not knowing what they're getting into and not knowing how to manage things. We're so used to seeing that in the English sphere that the moment we see one mistake, it's over. We condemn them and it's pretty much just over. I'm also very used to that. And so that's why it's just kind of rough to think like, oh, I don't know if this can be fixed. Not because of me and my thoughts or rules, but because of what the community thinks, right? What fans think. So I think that's the problem that we're going to see. I would want to join a company that's already established. Part of the reason I was considering this company is because they were established in one market. And so I was like, okay, they're at least like not idiots, right? Which they aren't. They're not stupid, but what has resulted from their mistakes have done publicly, it does look very bad. And so I'm just like, here we go again, kind of thing. And so I'm just very much like, I don't know. It's just hard. I wish I could join somewhere that was already established, that I want to be. I am very used to being jaded. On one hand, I'm very frustrated, and on the other hand, I'm just like, well, it is what it is, and I don't care too much.
Now, before we move on, I just want to say Sayu's connection with NOA Talent and Metishon is not officially confirmed. He has never addressed whether or not she's planning to join NOA Talent. We don't know, and that's okay. Whatever she decides will be up to her. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. This is Terry Nebula signing out.